Hi folks, let's transcribe a word into the International Phonetic Alphabet. I used a random word generator to give us our word of the day. Today the word is travel. Travel. So as always, when we start writing in the IPA, we open a bracket, and that just tells the reader that these are going to be speech sounds coming after the open bracket. Travel, travel. We've got a T at the beginning. Same symbol in the IPA as it is in English for the most part. Travel, travel, So for the it's not just a regular R we use for the North American R. What we do is we turn it upside down. There is a symbol R, like this, in the IPA, but it's not for the North American English R. It's for the trill, and more specifically, the apical trill. So this is a sound that you hear in a lot of languages. North American listeners are probably very used to hearing it in Spanish, and it sounds like r, r, and you hear it in words like carro and perro. It's a really quick little beating of the tongue right behind the teeth, right on the alveolar ridge, if you know the anatomy of your mouth. Because we don't do that trilling sound in North American English, and we hold our tongue very steady and quiet, well, still, we use this symbol, and that's the sound. We'll talk more about that in future videos. Okay, so we've got the first two consonants here. We've got t, tra, Okay, this is this symbol here, Now, look how that's attached. This is the sound. It's the trap vowel, We make the sound with a really open mouth. Our jaw is very low, and our tongue is more forward in our mouth. It's almost filling up our lower dental arch. So this symbol, beware. It is not the and the a symbol or symbol stuck together. It is not. It is its own symbol, so there should not be any light. Now, if you want to draw them separately, that's okay, but I don't want to see any daylight between that first half of the symbol and the second half of the symbol, because it's not a first and second half of the symbol. It's one unit. It goes together like this, not like this. That's showing two different speech sounds. This is just one. Travel, vol. V, we make with our teeth on our lower lip, and it's voiced. We have vibration going on for the V sound, V. And then at the end here, travel. We've got a schwa, and then an L. Travel. Can you hear when I say that? There's a little more stress at the beginning. Travel. This vowel is a little stretched out. This tra part is kind of loud. I'm going to put our primary stress marker right before that first symbol in that syllable. Travel. There we have the stress. We know that the stress isn't going to be at the end because that schwa, the schwa is too weak to carry a stress symbol. It's too featureless. Now, pardon me. We can do something a little interesting with this word, because we do have this at the end here with a vol. And there's something called syllabic consonants. Syllabic consonants, there's 3 sounds that we can make into syllabic consonants, and it's really when the schwa is so stinking short that it almost disappears, and it just sounds like, it's almost like you're saying this. Travel. So I'm going to make this a little more precise. Travel. I'm going to put the T in here, and the way I'm pronouncing it, travel, I'm going to put a little H up here because I'm making that T very crisp. T. It's not a variation of a T, another variation. This one is an aspirated T. travel. We use the R again, same vowel sound, a, v, and then instead of the schwa plus R, I'm going to put the, schwa plus ul, I'm going to put the L there and give it a little tail down there, and that's the symbol for a syllabic consonant. So really, usually there has to be a vowel sound written in a syllable, but this is kind of a little shortcut. You're saying, yeah, it is there. It's really, really, really short. There are 2 syllables, travel, travel. But that schwa is so stinking short, it almost combines with that L. I'm going to do one more thing with this L because the L is at the end of the word, and more specifically at the end of this syllable. I'm going to put a little tilde over that L, a little squiggle. And that's showing that that L is not a light L where the back of my tongue is lowered, but instead the back of my tongue is quite high in my mouth, and it's almost touching, you know, the punching bag at the back of your mouth, the uvula. That's attached to a bit of muscle called the velum. It's at the back of the roof of our mouth. Really interesting part of our mouths. This is more of a ol sound. Travel, ol. Can you hear how that's a little darker in the back of my mouth? And maybe you can hear my throat is used a little bit more for that one. I'm not saying travel, 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 travel. I've got that little growl in the back of my mouth. Okay, let's close this bracket because I'm almost done transcribing. I realized I didn't put in the stress marker, and we do need that stress marker. It's really important. Travel, travel. The stress is really important in English, and if we don't place it, if we don't say it in the right place, or if we say everything very evenly, native English speakers can have a hard time understanding us. Okay, there's our word of the day, travel, transcribed into the International Phonetic Alphabet. As always, if there's a word you'd like me to transcribe for you, leave it in the comments below. I'd love for you to like and subscribe, and then you can get a notification when we have a new transcription.